Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah. You guys in uh infiltrated the penal colony R925. Got some images of what they are building there. Got them back to Ani. Yeah, made friends with the guy who is in charge of you all, and yeah, and reported back.
And have we gotten our new assignment yet?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think we had any kind of updated assignment. We had sort of finished that one. Had we spoken with Oni? I'm not sure if we had made the delivery of the photos and such. I know we had gotten them and we had gotten off planet and were headed back, but I'm not sure if we had ever like actually handed them off or
Yeah,
not.
I think that it was just getting to that point.
Gotcha. Yeah, we had pieced out before you had to make good on your promise.
That's right.
Yes. Yep. For Troy was yeah, committed to certain things potentially.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was great.
Cool. So yeah, so you guys get get the evidence that you need from Narkina 5 and head back to Hashish, where you've been meeting with Ani on yeah, semi-regular basis. Get back to still let's see, Slimar, the bar where you would meet her, and yeah, are you gonna do in terms of passing off the intel? You're just gonna be like full frontal, just like here's all the data. What's that look like?
Mm, I imagine Varlo is probably like pretty matter of fact and professional about it. Like this is basically his job, like his normal, not just doing this for like them, but like this is his normal day-to-day job essentially is this kind of intel gathering. So like this is pretty business as usual for Varlo. So he's going to be he would give his report of the situation in a very, you know, professional, matter of fact kind of manner.
And I think we were actually delivering like the image stills or video clips that Christand
Hmm.
secured because that was really what
Mhm.
they needed.
Yeah.
That's the
I don't
main
think that
thing
we
they
really
wanted is
Yeah.
got anything in terms of additional information other than actually eyes on.
Right.
yeah, we had already given a pretty substantial amount of like recon information in our last meeting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one we specifically have the hard data, the photos that they wanted.
Well, and given the nature of the connection and of the missions, I don't think Chris Stand is considering withholding any information. And so, as of right now, he doesn't have any reason not to trust this cell. And so, if that is if that is given to him, that'll probably complicate the whole process and get people killed. But at this phase, he's still like, "Oh yeah, here's all the stuff we found."
And even though this is the person that we're giving this to, Oni is the person that Varlo is currently like romantically involved with.
Yeah.
The exchange is like very business. Like this specifically is very not that. It's very business because again, to him, this interaction is in a different realm. This is strictly business. So he's behaving in a very like not like he's not being mean or like
Sure, yeah.
or whatever, but this is like clearly separate for this is like
Uh-huh.
compartmentalized for
Yeah.
Varlo.
Yeah, so like so you guys meet up at Slimar, and yeah, she kind of sidles in, like gives tries to give Varlo a kiss, and I imagine he's like, yeah, like it's like here's the
Yeah.
info that you wanted, like,
Or like he might do that like the right at the beginning, but once we sit down and start talking business, all that is gone. Like
cool, cool.
yeah, as soon as we get to actual business, like no more personal stuff like that. We don't mix that. This is business over here and
Uh-huh.
not business over there.
Okay, cool, awesome. Okay, great. So yeah, you guys give that info to Ani in the bar. You're pretty much the only patrons there when you meet her. Um, she's looking over what you all have, kind of taking all the intel in. And Kristan, she turns he's like takes all the information and turns to Kristan and is like, okay. So remind me what you found that brought you to talk to us.
So complicated word vomit about like the numbers of all of this don't take any cranking up at all, and so he goes into the specifics of mishandled accounts and shadow bookkeeping practices that don't make sense, and which led him to sort of surreptitiously find if anybody that wasn't directly focused with empire type stuff has noticed this kind of thing and what could it possibly mean. And a couple times he had messed with and slightly delayed certain things just to see what would happen, which I think we had talked about brought him or got him on the radar of some other hackers in the system who brought him in, and he told the kind of things he'd be able to do at a direct terminal.
Cool. Yeah, so you kind of recite that he is kind of listening and nodding. And then she kind of looks to the three of you and like, okay. What you've brought me is very important. I will get this to the people that I work with. What Kristan has uncovered in terms of where the money is moving is also very important. It seems weird to say, but the follow the money is often a rule in these kinds of problems. So I think that the next thing is to follow the money.
What what do we need? What's our target and what are we after? What sort of information are we after?
Yeah. Kristan, I think that you would kind of track this all the interactions and ultimately figured out that there are a bunch of business concerns that are moving vast sums of money, way more than you would expect them to, and that they all basically come down to nonsense that is happening on Coruscant, the imperial capital. So yeah, Varlo, as you're like, as you're saying this, Ani is like, well, I mean, it all comes down to what's happening on Coruscant, and
Hmm.
it seems like that's the next step.
What do we know about Coruscant? Or I guess, what do I know about Coruscant?
Yeah, give me a history check, Troy.
A 0-3. Hang on.
Hey.
Mm, dang.
I
Except
majored in
history
Coruscant
isn't
studies in college.
history isn't a thing, though. Like, that's not even a listed attribute or
Yeah.
a skill.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Whatever it is, a 0-3 has got to be good.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's gotta be an equivalent.
Law, maybe?
Hang on a sec, sorry. Oh, interesting. Um, yeah, I think a check for law would be reasonable.
All right. That would be an extreme success.
Dang.
There we go. There we
Ha.
go.
Cool. Okay, so Troy, as Ani is talking about like going to Coruscant, you're remembering some things that people way on the outer rim told you, which is so yes, Coruscant is the center of the galactic imperial mechanism in terms of politics and law, and like that's where everybody does all the things. This is where the empire does their governing of the system. um Other things that you are aware of is even though it is the seat of the imperial power, it's also a bureaucracy. So it is able to be manipulated in that way that you know the emperor is this like kind of godlike being in the outer rim, but reading kind of between the lines, you're like, I mean, he's just one person, so he needs this whole mechanism to keep the thing afloat. um Also, it's a basically a planet-sized city, the huge, interconnecting networks. You would definitely need someone to help you navigate physically where to go. You imagine that Chris Sand would be able to help with that, and potentially Varlo. Um, definitely increases the difficulty level of what all you've done before,
But it's a
insofar as getting getting in is fine. There, you don't think there's going to be a problem with security in that level, but once you are there, getting anything meaningful is going to be complicated.
but as a large scale, presumably somewhat corrupt bureaucracy, we can take the same sort of approach that we took to the penal colony.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, like you can copy and paste potentially.
It's just going to be
Yeah.
more challenging and more moving parts. All right, I share everything that I know about how Coruscant works with my companions. I don't suppose with that extreme success, I have a contact on planet that could get us started in the right direction.
You totally do. So, you have your buddy. Sorry, hang on a second. Yeah, You have the I'm sorry, I don't have the notes right here. I thought hang on. Yeah, you have your buddy Juntil Var, who is a spice trader. You met him, early on when you entered this universe, as you understand it. And he definitely interacts with Coruscant. Like he has buyers there, and definitely you can reach out to him to
Is
say, hey.
is he sympathetic to the rebellion, or is he like,
No, as far as you know, the answer is no. But honestly, until you landed with this crew, you didn't really understand what
Right.
all that was about either. So
all right. I'm going to inform Kristen and Barlow that I have a potential contact. We don't want to just lay all of our cards down on the table for this gentleman, but he may at least be able to get us pointed in the right direction, and or possibly help us set up a home base on planet.
Yeah, given the nature of Coruscant, somewhere to stay would be great, and also a speeder is probably going to be necessary to get around very much.
and Varlo, you for sure have
Say
contacts.
Varlo's from not
Yes.
Coruscant, but not far away.
Yep. Yeah, your younger sister Coda is basically serving on Coruscant as a member of the Imperial Navy. So you could definitely go and crash at her apartment basically. But you're also trying to bring down the
Right,
system that
right.
she's part of.
You know. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. Was this the one that was like 110% in for the Empire? Okay. I think that was my I think it was the older sister. The older sibling was the like absolutely in for the Empire.
Yeah, because I got to play her during our vignette.
Yeah, it was like the younger one was the one that was like, I don't know about this, and was trying to convince Varlo to not go for the Empire. But the older one, who was like had already been there, was like trying to hook him up with connections since she had already been to the academy.
Yep, exactly.
So okay, cool. So the older sister's the one on Coruscant.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. So yeah, you have a connection there. Whether it is a useful one or not is a different matter.
Potentially.
So yeah, so Ani is like, okay, so we have some idea of what they are building. Chris Sand has tracked down the accounts that where the money is moving. The next step is to head to Coruscant and ideally find the engineering firm that is responsible for the plans, because now that you've gotten us this information, we've got a pretty good idea of what they are doing. The Emperor, not surprisingly, is building another super weapon. So now we need to find out what this thing looks like, and they've got to be outsourcing it to engineering firms, private sector sorts of things. I'm sure that you guys can track that down and then get into those facilities and get some of that information to download.
Yeah, because it's
What
not like they're picking the best people here for the job. They're
Ha,
all this is all corrupt. You know, they're whoever they hired is going to be the buddy of some admiral that like it's his kid's
yep,
firm or something.
yep,
It's not going to be the
absolutely.
best. It's not going to be the best firm. It's going to be the the nepotism firm
Yeah,
that got this
Varlo,
contract.
you're like seeing all these things and like, God fucking damn it. Like, of course there's some nonsense going on here with
Yeah.
who they hired to build this thing. And
Never
uh
mind that,
yeah.
like, obviously building super weapons is a stupid decision tactically. Like,
what Ani, what is our end goal here? Not our end goal, your end goal. Are we trying to get specific schematics to find weak points to destroy this thing? Are we eventually going to attempt to interfere with the construction process? What
um so that's a really interesting question. Ani, you asked that and Ani kind of pauses and settled back and was like, well, Troy, to be honest, I don't know. This is such a big problem and such a complex system, and the empire is such an overwrought bureaucracy. We're just trying to stay ahead of the next thing that is going to oppress people of the galaxy. Um,
I think I understand. Let me ask a follow-up question then, because we're going to be running some substantial risks in order to access this information. And while we're there, that would be the time when we would want to interfere with the building and creation of this thing, if that is, one of the potential goals. You want this thing to not be built, am I understanding that correctly? Or to be destroyed shortly after it is built, or to not be able to be used the way that it's intended to be used?
I think, okay, if this is similar to the Death Star, which we all remember Alderaan, uh, and the millions of lives lost there. If the Emperor is building another super weapon, ideally, it does not get built. However, at least the information that you've brought to us uh, from Narkina 5 is they have redundancy built into the system. I'm not sure that we can stop the construction.
What about bribing a senior engineer to deliberately introduce a flaw that can be exploited later?
So that's kind of what I'm hoping you can do in Coruscant.
Okay.
Is figure out figure out where the money, follow the money, right? Figure out who's being paid to design this thing, find that person or those people, and if you're able to introduce something that will inhibit the Emperor's ability to use this as a super weapon.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that clarifies that clarifies the mission substantially for me. Thank you.
Can I get a read on how transparent she's being with what she's claiming to know and not know?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That ooh. I was gonna try an insight roll, and that is a fail. I would like to push this
Okay.
by so with the possible risk here of like upsetting Ani and like making her think worse of me. Like
Yeah.
I like think I like realize that I am not trusting what she's saying here.
Right. Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna try that again and see if I can get a better insight roll.
Yeah. Like asking more detailed questions
Oh.
that.
If
Okay,
he's
well,
asking more detailed questions while he's doing this, I'm going to
Uh,
take that as an opportunity to use sense to see if I can skim some additional deeper
well, I
thoughts
definitely
while she's talking
continued to
about this.
fail.
oh,
I went from a 77 to a 75.
oh man.
Do you have enough luck to make this
I think you can either
Oh,
push
that's
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
or
you already
that
you
would
already pushed.
literally be my
Yeah.
entire all of my luck. Like literally all of it if I used luck to get that. I have 30 points of luck and my target is a 54. That'd be like almost all of it.
Cool. Yeah,
So
so
yeah,
Paulo, you're trying to push Ani. She kind of gives you a little bit of a side eye, and is like, rather, I thought that you were on board with the problem here.
I mean, I am. I'm just trying to understand what we're after. It's a lot of money that could be used on so much more productive things, and it seems a shame to just blow all that money up. I mean, better than them blowing up a planet, of course, but like, boy, could that be used for better purposes.
Cool. And then yeah, Ken, you want to roll your sense?
I do. And I'm spending 4 force points for a deeper thought.
Cool.
That might be an extreme. Hang on.
All my luck go to
oh,
you.
Okay. I am going to spend a luck point to change my 14 to a 13, since that will make it an extreme success.
Ooh,
That's a super
good.
like worthwhile use of luck right
Right?
there.
Yeah, for one point.
1 point to turn it to an extreme. Like, yeah, we take those.
That is wild. Okay. Okay, let me read this real quick. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're sitting there. Ani is having a conversation with Varlo. You're like giving her the like, side eye, like, getting a sense of what's going on with her. I think that you tell me what questions you have, but I will say that Ani is sincere. She is passionate. She is maybe a little idealistic, and she is operating on orders from someone higher in the organization. I think on extreme success, if you want to get that information, you probably could. That
So a question,
Yeah.
because the way that sense is currently set up, 1 point in regular success for surface level, 4 points in regular for deeper thought, 4 points in hard for very deep thought, 8 points in extreme for deeply hidden / obscured. Could I spend another 4 points since I got the extreme success? And basically, what I want to know is there anything like, is she being manipulated below her conscious level? Is that reasonable?
Ooh, cool. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. That is definitely within your capabilities.
Yeah. So basically, if the answer to this is Ani is trustworthy, then I'm pretty confident at this point, reporting back to Barlow and Christand after this conversation and being like, look, I was all the way in. She's trustworthy. There was nothing there other than what would be expected.
Cool. Okay, great. So yes. So what you get is she is being fed information by a person that she like her processing is like the name of this person is Mon Mothma, and she is being given these instructions. Your interpretation of Ani is she is sincere, she is authentic, she's trying to do her best. You feel that her her handler, right? Because she's your handler. So her handler, Mon Mothma, is giving her information that is more or less accurate, but you don't feel like she's getting the full picture, which makes sense with what you guys have been struggling with a little bit. Like, where you're like, okay, what do we need off of this prison planet? And she's like, I don't know exactly. I just need you to take an image of it. That is kind of a trickle down effect from her contact in the Empire.
Makes sense. Wait, so her contact is actually in the Empire who's feeding her this information?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, her contact is an important Imperial member of the ruling class, basically.
And does she have any hint of distrust or skepticism about this person?
No, Ani is full in.
Okay.
Yep.
That's honestly good enough for me.
And you kind of, with that extreme success, I think that you realize that Ani is an idealist. She is a perfectionist. It makes sense to you why her and Varlo kind of click. Because Varlo is also kind of a perfectionist, and like that, like they make sense basically, like Ani and Varlo. They're slightly different sides of the coin that Ani is convinced of the problem with the Empire, and that whatever they're doing right now is bad. But you also get on that extreme sense that she is pretty into Varlo. Like she's not like playing him or you guys, honestly, off that extreme success. That Ani is she is hopeful about what you all can deliver.
Perfect. Okay. That gives me exactly what I need. And again, once we're out of this situation, I'm going to share this with both Kristen and Varlo and basically be like, she is absolutely trustworthy. I think we already pretty much knew that. I am 100% certain at this point. And
at this point in the conversation, Varlo is like floundering, trying to like save face after having clearly offended her with his distrust.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah, this is why reading minds is better than insight. When I push, I'm like, I lose more force points or get a headache or knock myself out.
Yeah, I upset my my partner here.
Yep.
Awesome.
Especially after having been like rather like business in this whole interaction.
Right.
I'm also going to share that name of her Imperial contact with these two and make it
after
clear
this. I presume not at the table with her.
No. Once we're in private.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
This is all a little bit more in the future. But if either of them know anything about him, now they've got a name to put together.
Cool. Is there, so Varlo's going to ask like logistical questions of like, how do we have any, anyone that we're meeting on? Do you have any contacts for us? Do we have any safe houses set up? Do we have like, what provisions do we have on planet, on Coruscant? Like, Varlo is getting down to like the details of the mission once it's clear that's where we're headed.
For sure. And like just like true to character for Varlo, just like on point, on mission.
He is on task right now. We can talk about like he realizes like I have made a mistake. I will fix it later. This is not the time for that. We're doing business right now. I'll fix that problem after this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's amazing.
So he is sticking to business at the moment and just powering through.
Right. Well, I think we have enough to get started. We have the name of my contact on Coruscant. We have a clearer idea of what we're attempting to accomplish, which is still at this point kind of find out what we can, and then that will inform what we're able to do.
So how soon are we expecting to leave for the core worlds?
Yeah, so Ani gives you some information with regards to doing your job on Coruscant. So first, I don't think that Ani knows exactly what Varlo's family situation, relationships, etc. are.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. He's not one to share, unnecessary information. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So she doesn't know what contacts you specifically have with regards to Coruscant and what all is happening on the capital planet. So she gives you a couple of contacts that she has. And again, the goal in her mind is follow the money. That she is definitely focused on what Christand has discovered with regards to the abnormal accounting that is going on with some mega construction, and especially now having got eyes on the parts that are being built on Narkina 5. I think that she's able to dial in on like, okay, they're obviously building some mega structure. So the next thing is to figure out where the money is going to the engineering firms and identify those engineering firms, and ideally go in and like find the plans for what they're building.
Also, why are they, and Kristen, maybe you can answer this. Why are they doing all of this weird, funky accounting? I mean, they're the Empire. Why bother? What are they hiding their expenses from? Who are they hiding their expenses from?
You've clearly never been in Imperial record books.
Correct.
Well, so the weird thing about from what I can tell, and my guess is that there is wild paranoia at the top few levels of the Empire, and they seem to think that no one under that upper echelon is particularly trustworthy to do exactly what they want them to do. And so they don't even work too hard to conceal it. They just think that everybody below them is dumb enough that they if they cover it just a little, then that's enough to keep all the stupid people at bay. Nobody's going to dig in very far uh, and follow this $40 million credits in discretionary party favors, because they'll just accept it as reality. And so, I mean, my understanding is that the first big Death Star thing that that they didn't figure anybody would understand what it'd even be able to do, and so they kept it all wide in the open, which is how all the stuff ended up happening. And so now they're concealing something, but I think they think that we're really, really dumb. And so whoever is all the way in charge, and it could be the emperor, but dude looks really old, like really, really, really old, and so he could be just a figurehead. But whoever's in charge is really, really angry all the time, really paranoid all the time, and on some serious everybody but me is stupid kick. And so I don't know who that would be, but that that really that's what the books look like to me. It's it's the kind of concealment you'd put if everybody around you was absolutely stupid, or was so compliant that they'd see this ridiculous accounting string and then say, "Oh, this is clearly none of my business. I'm not looking at it."
That's a big part of it right there. I mean, think about it. The Empire is massive. It's so massive. Like, it doesn't take that much shuffling a couple of things around here and there for it to just disappear from one side of the galaxy to the other. And it's not that you can't follow the trail. It's that it's just not worth most people's time, or people realize, like, this isn't my lane. I'm not going to go any further. So it's not like you have to do a real good job of it. You just think people, money, when I was, I hated this all the time, but money would just disappear. Like, I'd get assigned a budget and then go out and get on the field, and they're like, "Oh, never mind, your budget's actually half of that because reasons." And like, yeah, it's because somebody shuffled my project's, half my project's budget into who knows what. Yeah, it happens all the time. It's just kind of, it's like Kristen said, it's not like they hide it well. It's just sort of an open secret.
Okay.
And so they all just kind of, everybody looks the other way because you're moving money around in weird ways. So is the next guy. None of it's legit. Or if you are legit, you're like, haha, funny guy following the rules over here. Drive me nuts. Can't get anything done right.
Yeah, Harlow, 100%. You're like looking at the kind of things that Ani is describing, and you're like, God fucking damn it. Like, it's just another example of the Empire just fucking up.
Yeah, it's just so big that you can't, like, how are you gonna audit? Who's gonna audit the Empire? Like, like, it's just too big to be reasonably maintained. It's just unfeasible.
All right, that answers.
This is like all of Varlo's frustrations right here. This is like his main gripe with the Empire. This is like his main gripe with the Empire.
Right? Yes.
Is there like all the like mismanagement and the nepotism.
Yeah, and Ani just like feeds that, like 100%.
Yeah, I'm sure she's like knows enough to know that this is Varlo's like frustration point, and is like, this is what, it's gonna motivate me to keep doing.
Yeah. Yeah, and Chrysan also, that
Yeah, it's
she
true.
she feeds Chrysan like, yeah, like what, like there's this nonsense with accounting. Yeah.
Well,
Okay, so she gives you two contacts that you can reach out to in addition to any that you have. So Bell is a kind of a counterpart to Chrysan. Chrysan, you have not heard of this person, Beltit, but from Ani's description, it sounds like they pretty much do what you do. Um, that they do forensic accounting for the Empire on Coruscant. And then Muntrev is uh, an engineer with the Kavra Corporation. Um, and the Kavra Corporation is at least involved in some of the engineering that is with whatever they're building. Yes, you guys have those contacts. You've got the Serenity from Troy, and you could just like fly to Coruscant. And I don't think that you have I can't remember if you have a fake transponder.
we have
We
a
have
fake.
three
We have a
encrypted communicators.
we also have the fake thing for the ship's name where we could switch it between a couple of different names.
Okay.
Because that was what we had done before we went to Narkina 5, so that we didn't show up with our name. It was basically like we wanted essentially different license plates,
Right. Okay.
And so we had put on a fake one when we went to Narkina 5, so that
Okay.
we can switch it back to a different one when we go other places, and we don't be like, hey, what are you doing? We don't want people connecting those dots.
Right. Exactly. Um.
So we should definitely put on a different one when we go to Coruscant.
Yeah, that's the question. I mean, you've got the Tranquility, and Bartleby. You do have the transponder change out. Um, so yeah, the next step is to head to Coruscant and infiltrate the basically Ani is like you need to get into where. So we know what we know what they're building. They're building the superstructure. So the next step is to get into the engineering plans, and that will involve potentially Bell, but definitely Moontrev to get into the Coffer Corporation, who's like doing some subcontracting nonsense for the Empire.
And we can maybe use that connection with the Cabra Corporation to figure out what other groups or what other entities are involved or firms are involved.
Right. I think that this is a good enough starting point for us to head planet side.
Yeah, I think you're right. Barlow is going to request that we have like a day of leave here on planet before we go, so that he can try and make amends with Ani.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, and Ani is all about like, yeah, let's go on a date and we'll have a nice drink and have some time together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like contrary to how the like very business way he was, when we're talking business
right.
here, he's very, very personable. Like outside of
Hey,
this, it's just like
cool.
it's like a switch flips when he's like not
Wow.
on. It's like on job, not on
Right,
job. He's like
right.
totally different angle here, like which I imagine might throw on for a bit
Awesome. Yeah, yeah. I
because she
think
hasn't actually worked with him
right.
before, so she hasn't seen like
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
business side
Yep.
where he's like all business.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could see a little payback for that potentially.
Oh,
Not
possibly.
not major payback, But small,
It's cool.
annoying
Yeah.
payback and with no warning whatsoever.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Do we have any sort of budget for this mission at all?
That is a really great question.
I imagine like going to the big city, things are going to cost money. Bribes are going to need to be paid.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Ani gives you a bunch of cash. And Troy, from your extreme success on Sense, you know exactly where this is coming from. This is coming from her handler, and you know, like Ani is vaguely aware that if this cash gets discovered, there is significant repercussions for her handler. Like Ani has kind of scrubbed it to like that, like what she gives you is pretty free and clear. But if Ani gets nabbed and reveals Mon Mothma as her person, she is aware that Mon Mothma, the way that Mon Mothma's accounts are being manipulated to help what you are doing is super dodgy, and that person is probably going to get caught and executed.
All right. Is that an issue for us using this money? Like, do we need to launder it first? Or is this just in, because honestly, if Ani gets caught, we have bigger problems than our cash trail.
Right.
But if this could currently be tracked back, then we might want to start out by having Christan do some creative accounting to obfuscate it further, or just launder it through the drug trade.
I mean, honestly, having Kristen do some nonsense to it would be a significant advantage.
We probably lose maybe 10% of the value is cost of doing business, but if I bounce it through like the spice trade currencies and then back around to some of the outer worlds and then convert it back to core, then it goes through layers that are expectedly dodgy, and so
Yeah,
that
for
could
sure.
work.
Go ahead and give me an accounting check, Kristen.
Okay.
Is there any way we can assist in this?
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. So yeah, roll with advantage on the tens dice.
Okay. All right. So all right, 58. So that's a standard success.
Cool. Yeah, Kristen, this is, I mean, you don't like it, I don't think, but you are absolutely, as you described, capable of moving this money to point B, C, D, and by the time you guys get it, no one on Coruscant is going to have any idea where this came from.
Yeah, we just lose a little value on it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
worthwhile.
Yep.
If I had a little extra time to prepare, I could have trimmed that down or potentially eliminated it entirely. But I mean, this is something I can do with a handheld device. It's pretty simple, and it mainly just deals with how the various money changers are operating that day.
I'm sold. Do your thing. Do we, from a gameplay standpoint, Do we need to be tracking credits? Does this adjust our credit rating? Like how?
That's a really good question.
Or do we just narratively, like, when we need a thing, we like say we're pulling from
No,
this
actually, everybody give
stock?
me a credit rating check, please.
Okay.
Oh, it's gonna be a
Ooh.
low odds here. We will see what happens.
Okay, my credit
Oh, I
rating.
made.
Yeah, I made it.
Failed.
22
I
for
mean, standard success.
standard success. It was low enough that I thought it might be a hard
That's
success,
amazing.
but it was not.
I rolled an 18, which hits my target of 21.
Wow.
So I made it.
Cool. Troy?
Failed.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, great. So yeah, Troy, you can make a tick to improve your credit rating next time we do level up.
Okay, let me make a note on that because that is atypical.
Yes. As far as the rest of you, so Christian got a regular success. Varlo got
regular
a
success.
also a regular success. Okay. So yeah, the what Ani has given you is not a ridiculous sum of money. It is a substantial sum of money. So if there's anything that you want to buy, now would be the time to do it. Even being on this kind of backwater moon where you are at, you can get things that you need.
A speeder on Coruscant would be supremely useful given the nature of the planet.
So a transport?
Like transport, yeah, like local because like obviously we have the ship to fly around,
Yep.
From docking area to docking area, but
Right.
like navigating Coruscant like within the city.
Yep.
It's like trying to drive like in a major American city without a car because like
Yeah.
public transport is garbage.
Yep.
They have
Like,
horses or other animals that can be ridden.
no,
no. There are absolutely animals that can be ridden. Like it's kind of some ridiculous nonsense if you choose to, but they are there.
Great.
Okay,
this is
cool. You guys,
a very
guys
large planet-sized city with a lot of
And
verticality to it.
right, exactly. Yeah, go ahead and add a speeder, Varlo, to your inventory that you guys can get.
Varlo has like a pretty great, specifically like hovercraft piloting.
Yeah, once you get to Coruscant, you can use that. It's too big to have on the Serenity, but
yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, do we need that here or do we get that there? Because I think it might be a little big for our space here.
so one thing I'd like to try to get my hands on is a couple of like some counterfeit public network access. So like might be used at like the Coruscant equivalent of an internet cafe or something like that. And so if the Empire sees the log, and I mean obviously for more limited, like non has to be at the main terminal hacking,
right.
And so but when they chase back the identity of the person, it's somebody super innocuous, like a really old person, and somebody who, I mean, even basic interrogation would be like, this guy has no idea what's going on, and so they know something happened, but they already know something happened.
Got it.
This guy died 20 years ago.
Yeah. VPN. Go ahead and give me a computer check for Christian.
Sure. Hard success.
Ooh, okay. Hard success VPN. Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, you are able to get a couple of dial-ups that are under other people's names that you are comfortable you can access the broader network without being identified. Okay, let's say there are 3 of these. So yeah, if you choose to use again for routine stuff, it's fine.
Yeah,
If you're doing something particularly shenanigany, I might ask you if you're burning one of them.
yeah. I figured it'd be a consumable.
Yep. Cool. What else do you guys want finances wise or material?
Uh,
Is there any clothing we should be particularly wearing, or is Coruscant eclectic enough that it's not an issue? Or I guess
No,
if we're
it's a good
infiltrating
point. And
some like engineering firms, we might need specific,
yep.
kind of attire.
And especially Varlo, because this is kind of your shtick, like the infiltrating and picking people. Um the way that you dress will affect how people interact with you. What the 3 of you are wearing right now is designed to be low profile. And as a consequence, people probably won't take you very seriously.
Like this would be
So,
good for going amongst like low society, every day
yep,
walking on the street, not being noticed. We're
exactly,
just kind of blend in with the crowd. But if we're trying to
exactly,
like impress people, this is not going to impress anybody.
correct, exactly. Yeah,
Gotcha.
but you're also, Varlo, aware of like what it would take for the 3 of you to have a tire that would get you more access, basically.
Gotcha. Say, do we want to go ahead and acquire that sort of attire so that when the time comes that we're prepared?
I think that's a good idea.
mhm.
Cool. Yeah, no problem at all. Varlo, you know exactly what you need along those lines. Cool. Okay, great. I mean, you guys got the ship. Um, you've got some access information if you need it from Kristen's VPN. You have the clothes. You're pretty much ready to head to Coruscant, and ultimately, Ani, the task that she has given you is to infiltrate the Cover Corporation specifically. Again, she has that contact there to see basically how the pieces parts are coming together. Now that they know what the parts are, it's obviously some kind of superstructure. It's obviously spherical. It's not just another superstar destroyer. Um, it's I think it's no secret that Ani tells you that they think is another Death Star.
Gotcha.
Cool. So yeah, you guys take the Serenity or the Tranquility, sorry. Anything you're gonna do on approach to Coruscant?
We definitely at some point are switching out that transponder so that we don't show up as the
Ah,
ship that we showed up on Narkina 5 as.
oh, how interesting. Okay, cool.
I just want to be something different.
Okay.
That way they don't see like, oh, this random, we don't want any connections drawn basically between our activities there and
Cool.
our activities
Go
there.
and give me a law check.
Me or someone
Yeah.
who is good at that?
No, yeah, Marlo. Oh,
This will be a pretty astounding law check if I make it.
computer.
All right, let's see. Not even remotely close.
Okay, cool.
I needed to hit a 6.
Oh my god.
That's why I said me or someone who's actually good at this.
I'm not particularly good at that.
My law
I
is a
was
6.
especially lucky, but
I rolled a 74.
Cool.
So
Okay.
no, I did not succeed my law check.
Wild. Great. So
Now, if it's
yeah,
like stealth or something, I'm all here for it. But yeah, law, no, not a clue.
not so much. Okay, cool. Cool. You guys head to Coruscant. Troy piloting the Tranquility with Bartleby. You get hailed as you come towards the planet. They don't give you any hassle in terms of landing. You guys can come in, no problem.
Yeah, the amount of like incoming and outgoing traffic from Coruscant's got to be
Yep.
ridiculous.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. You guys see a number of like Star Destroyers. You actually see a Super Star Destroyer kind of orbiting the planet. Tremendous amount of military might here. I don't know if Troy, probably Troy's instincts are sufficient to be like, if we get flagged, we are going to get blown out of the sky.
I don't reckon Tranquility can outrun a Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
What
Well, I
happens
mean-
if you enter light speed like on a planet?
So Bartleby is pretty good. The problem is that if you hit hyperspace and there is something between you and wherever it is that you're going, you explode.
That's a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going through things. You're going very fast in a straight line. And if
Right.
something is in that straight line, you're going to hit it.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
Well, and you can't go in a straight line on a planet, really, because you curve.
Also true.
This is mostly-
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bartleby
gravitational
would
forces
not.
affect.
Yeah, Bartleby is not good at atmospheric calculations.
That makes you and me, Bartleby.
Once you leave the planet, then Bartleby can be helpful. Okay, so you have the transponder that is different from before.
Is it possible for me to program that transponder in some way that
Ooh.
practically
Heck
that
yeah.
if we want to, we can just hit a button and have a random like
Yes.
transponder signal?
Yes. Definitely. Give me a computer check.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, let's see.
Actually, since this is the shipboard computer, can I assist with that to give them advantage?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let me see. It was an 18, so there's one chance that
Woo!
it can get better, but that'll be the difference between a hard and a. Yes, okay. It went from 18 to 8.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Jesus.
18 to
1 in 10
8.
chance.
So that is extreme computer success.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, you just tell me what you want for what do you want this transponder to look like?
Okay, so so the transponder is totally normal, but it has a little subroutine on it that that I basically hit a command on any terminal, a handheld anywhere. I can run this little script, and not only does it give a random code, but the random code is legitimate for the for the docking in, or at least in commercial or stand, like it's not going to be military grade or anything like that, but I mean, you pull up in Kessel, it'll check it. It will give you old codes that check out. So potentially this could be the
Nice.
subroutine that gets passed along down the line.
I love that.
This is great.
Yeah, this is
That's
awesome.
amazing. Um, cool. So actually, you guys have a number of contacts that you can visit on Coruscant. Troy, Headley, Peldy, um, who is someone that you met years ago, that you think has some connection to the rebellion, that you think lives on Coruscant. Christan, you know that your old childhood friend Darjam is somewhere on Coruscant doing very similar to what you're doing, honestly, doing some accounting nonsense. Um, and Varlo, you have like family basically that is deployed on Coruscant, and then you also have the contacts that Ani gave you, Bell and Mertrev. So you guys kind of tell me what your thoughts are, what your general approach is coming into this, again, planet size city. Like the whole thing is covered with construction, these massive, 20-story buildings, all these lanes with all these speeders around. Just a tremendous planet population. Billions of people. Easy to get lost here. Varlo, I think Varlo is looking at this and be like, I can't, I can only imagine Varlo's like, oh my god, I could just vanish in this
Oh yeah.
metropolis
Yeah,
and
I
do
could just
whatever I wanted.
disappear. Like if I needed
Exactly.
to disappear, I could just disappear here
Yeah.
and just never be found. It's weird because this is like the heart of the empire. Like this is
Right.
the capital, but it
Yes.
is, counterintuitively like one of the easiest places to just vanish
Yep.
because it's so populous.
Exactly.
Mm-mm-mm.
So yeah, I guess mostly what I want to know is, are you just gonna like try to meet up with the contacts that Ani gave you, or are you gonna try to meet up with any of the people that you all know? Or are you just gonna pursue? I mean, Kristan could just fully like plug into a terminal and like do his thing. So it's not even clear that you need to interact with any person on the planet to kind of make steps in the right direction.
I don't think we want to meet up with people until or unless it's necessary. Um, just seems like the more additional people that we introduce to what we're doing, the more likely that we're going to get found out or someone's going to be compromised. So if we can do this just with Kristan hitting up a terminal, at least to start with, and then if and when we run into difficulties, then we can look at our contact list and figure out what we should do next and who we should reach out to.
One what probably will be particularly useful is that we can use those initial innocuous network connections to determine who the right people to talk to are. And so
Yeah, that's what
almost
I'm
like confirming that this is the way to go, and having some having some indicator that we're not flying blind when we reach out to particular contacts.
Yeah, I like the idea of using Kristan's hacking off the bat to figure out, which of our various avenues would be most productive.
You're a ways away from the microphone, Sam.
Sorry. I have a feeling that using Kristan's hacking off the start would be a good way to identify like which ones are the most productive to initially pursue.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. I mean, you guys are so you land on Coruscant with tranquility. Bartleby is like, sir, they're asking me to indicate my transponder code, and I believe that you've given me a different one from my original. Would you like for me to give them that transponder code that you've supplied, or should I give them the original that I have?
Tap 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 tap.
Ah,
That one, Bartleby. Just follow Kristan's lead.
oh, of course, sir. Yes, happy to do so. That is what I was supposed to transmit. Thank you, sir. You guys, Tranquility comes in. Tranquility is a pretty small ship, but you kind of come in on the main landing platform, and it's kind of like the world's your oyster. Kristan, you get connections constantly coming up on your transponder, and realize that you can access this worldwide network basically whenever you want, and you have your VPNs that you can use if you're doing something a little bit dodgy. But frankly, I think Kristan is like, you people are idiots is what I would interpret Kristan like being like, oh my god, I can access anything I need whenever I want.
Planet-wide Wi-Fi.
Well, and
Yeah.
so what at least with the computer system on board, what I kind of see Kristan doing is the opposite of what you might expect, which is finding a kind of out of the way internet cafe. Basically, he finds the equivalent of the busiest possible one, and one that he's actually going to have to wait for a terminal to open up. That he is totally comfortable, whereas he is completely useless interacting with most people. He is very comfortable interacting with the netizens through these types of and he also knows, oh well, I've got my equivalent of my coaster at Outback Steakhouse that will jiggle when it's time for I'm going to have some kind of the Coruscant equivalent of a Jolt Cola, and wait for his terminal to open up. You two do what you want. No, this is what I do. And caffeine, getting kind of wired, having a deliciously nerdy discussion with something amorphous that recognizes a fellow nerd.
Awesome. I love that. Yeah, Barlow, Troy, what are you doing as Kristan is just getting full into his element here?
I am keeping an eye on the surroundings just to make certain that no one is paying undue attention to us or approaching us in a threatening fashion.
Barlow is going to try and not just blend in with the locals, but start to just strike up conversations with the locals and just kind of get a sense of the people here.
Cool. I love that. Okay. So let's do Kristan, computer, Barlow, persuasion, and then Troy, perception.
Good.
Right. Standard success computer.
Okay.
And just barely too. That's the worst roll I've had in a while, but computer is real high.
Yeah.
So it's my computer's 74, that was a 73.
Jesus.
Success is a success.
Right?
I I didn't critically fail. So I'll leave it at that.
Oh man.
I was one off a critical fail.
Ooh.
I failed. I'm going to push my perception roll, with the risk being that I am very obviously like
Stand out. Right.
yes.
Cool.
They weren't paying attention to you.
That
They
might be
are
it,
now.
man. Ha! I made it on the dot. 26.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Because otherwise, drawing the attention of the Empire is not ideal.
Yeah, I imagine with Varlo's like attempt to blend in, he has not spent enough time here yet to get a sense of people, so he's still like has not adjusted, and so he is just being super awkward in all
Nice.
his interactions with people.
Right. Yeah. Which is probably weird for Varlo to be like, wait a second, like I don't blend in, but I kind of like the idea of Varlo like jiving with the Outer Rim folks, and now that you're on a
Yeah,
core planet, like all these fancy pants people, like
this
doesn't
takes a
like
lot more effort to blend
yeah
in. It's not as natural.
Well,
yeah
and this is probably like the comic book store, wherein if you are not that flavor of nerd, it is extremely
Yeah, like
obvious.
throw me in the like seedy bar, I would be fine, but throw me in this like weirdly expensive like nerd area, like I
Right.
am a little out of my element here.
Oh my god, that kind of describes a lot of our lives, I feel like. Amazing.
Yeah, I
Um,
rolled that for the record. I rolled a 95, and
oh,
96 to 100.
Oh,
96 to 100 is crit fail.
yep.
woo.
My persuasion is 30. So
Yeah, brutal. Okay, cool. Okay, and then try zoom perception. Okay, cool. I know it's a little bit of short game, but why don't we call it there? Because I need to frankly kind of build the next step because I wasn't sure
Yeah,
direction that you
that's
guys
fine with
would be
me.
going in.
That
we
gives me
engage with
time
a
to get some
lot of
food
information.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and this gives me time to get some food before our Company of the Ring game, so that's fine. with me.
Yay. Cool. Cool. Yay. Well, thanks for the game, you
Looking
guys.
good. Thanks
Yeah.
for the game.
You want us to send updated character sheets?
Oh yeah, do we?
No, I
guess-
think that I have everyone's updated sheets.
I say
Yeah,
the only thing we would change now is we
Just a
roll
little
for
ticks.
luck.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, everyone will have luck. And
Remind me how that
Oh,
works.
thank
You
goodness.
It's the
Fail and
same
get a
deal-
D10.
okay.
It's a D10 if you to your luck if you fail. Is that what
right.
okay,
Nope.
cool. I did fail. My
Me
luck
too.
is abysmal, so like
Ah.
okay, well, went from 30 to 33.
That's not abysmal.
Yeah.
It's improved like every time we rolled it because it started out as like 14.
Oh my
Saving
god.
note at like
It was like low
85, I think.
teens. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I've
rolled
barely used mine so
like just
far,
awful.
but I'm
Like
also
what is the luck initial roll? Is it like 3d6 times
3d6 times
5?
3 to 6, yeah.
Yeah, I want to say I rolled like 112 or something. Like it was
Oh
like 20.
Jesus.
I think I started out with like 20 from like a 112 roll. So I've gone from 20 to 33, so it's like it's a significant improvement, but like it's just eking up just a little bit. I don't think I've spent any luck, and it's still only up to 33.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
I
Well,
will,
thanks you guys. I'm sorry I didn't
we'll
have more
see you guys in a
content
bit.
No worries.
prepared.
All good.
I
Yeah,
kind of
it's,
wasn't sure where we were
a
going.
lot of directions we could pursue. So
Right.
now you have a better idea where we're aiming.
Yep, exactly.
some cool things happened today as far as just
Yeah.
information flying about, and I really love the idea that this little innocuous thing could send the code around that would eventually get that strike team in
Yes.
with
I love
the
that.
engineering codes.
Nice.
Yes,
see this?
definitely.
Oh goodness.
She just jumped from like here up to there. And it's now like
That
chilling
cat
out up
does
on the
what
top
she
of the bookshelf.
wants.
That's right.
She does. Yeah, you saw her just climb all over me a minute ago. And then all
God
over
damn
the
it,
table.
cat!
She has a cat bed like right there.
Nope.
Right?
Peasants.
I will see y'all in a bit.
All right.
Hey,
Sorry.
thanks,
Bye.
guys. Bye.